Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 6th episode of SGTV Podcast Conversations Edition.
Yeah.
Got that radio voice.
I just like the way I say it. It sounds so much better.
You like the way that you say
Alright,
everything
get off
because
the
you're
timers.
an egomaniac.
A, no, I'm not. And B, yeah, I am. And I do have a sexy voice, though. Ask Andrew.
I can hear it
we
right
went over this
now.
last week. A little plug for last week's podcast.
Andrew was a little weirded out with how she felt last week. She was like, "When the hell did Jake get game? What just happened?" All right, sorry. Go ahead.
He's an
Introduce
old
the show.
man.
That was the show. Oh,
Yeah.
on this week, we got Jake Hutchison from
What's up?
1080C Productions.
Y'all know
Slash
I'm
just
here.
also one of the hosts, I guess.
Yeah, I am a host.
And then
Thank you.
Luke Baker.
Hello.
We had a rough showing in our basketball game last night.
Oh,
We
yeah.
can talk about that.
I
Well, we don't
know.
have to talk about that at all. But
I want to talk about
maybe
it.
at the
I want
end.
to talk about it because I have a
And
couple things.
Andrea
Esselman.
Eastman.
No, Esselman.
And finally, the birthday girl,
Yeah, happy birthday.
Corey Drennan.
Howdy, y'all.
20 years old?
20 years
2
old.
0.
20 years young.
I'm so
Only
old.
1 year away.
20 is really kind of a disappointing
That
age.
is a
Yeah,
tragic
it is.
birthday.
Like 19 and 20 are just so lame.
It's the sophomore year of life.
Yeah.
Ooh, well done.
Because, you know, it's like
Yeah.
you're
between all the
you're
cool stuff.
expected to act like a grown-up, but at the same time, they're like, oh, you're just a college kid.
Like, yeah, you're not a
You're
teenager
not even old
anymore,
enough to
but
drink.
you're still not really an adult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So we were talking about this earlier, or at least I was talking about it, and I figured I would bring it up on the podcast. That Andrea and Corey basically treat the podcast the way that men treat relationships, where it's like they're basically co-hosts, but they don't want the commitment of being co-hosts, so they can be like, "Well, I'm going to be there this week." They're like, "Yeah, you're there every week." So
They're the non-rotating like fourth chair slash rotating
slash host.
fourth chair.
Fourth
We're
and a
the,
half
we're the
chair.
Fourth and a half
feminine
chair.
touch.
Yeah,
We
they're the
should-
lady
in-
touch.
Instead of having 2 chairs, we should get you guys like a love seat.
Oh, BT Dubs, while we're at it, shout outs to our favorite listener, Corey's mom. What's up?
Yeah.
Guy going on,
That's just like that's like our shout out thing. It's like
Yeah,
Yeah.
I heard
Hi,
you.
Mom.
Yeah.
What if she just stopped
You-
listening?
That would suck. Well, then we would be giving a shout out to somebody that's never listening, but the other listeners wouldn't know. But I would. This is just a reminder to Corey's mom, who I'm pretty sure has already told Corey happy birthday, but just a reminder in case you haven't done it yet.
Actually,
it is your daughter's birthday, so
this
say
morning,
hello.
she texted me, and she didn't. She texted me. She was like, "Did you just text me?" And
Ah.
then separate message. She said, "Never mind," and that's all she texted me. That was like 3 hours before I woke up.
Call Corey's mom. Call your daughter. It's her birthday.
So
Give her a shout out.
if you listen to this podcast as soon as it comes out at probably like 6 o'clock today, you have 6 hours left.
Yes. To hop on it.
It's okay.
try
She
and-
posted on Facebook.
Oh, that she redeemed
Okay,
it.
so
It's-
she did the Facebook.
It's
Come on.
actually my golden birthday because I'm turning 20 on the 20th. Fun fact there for you guys.
Ooh.
So your
What does
mom.
that mean?
What is that
I'm
golden
20.
birthday?
I'm turning 20 on the 20th.
So
What's a go-
like, do you get like specialty stuff or something? I don't
So-
know.
I don't know.
On the day, really? So
Think about it.
mine's coming up this year too.
Wait, when's your birthday?
The 29th
On the 29th?
of December.
But you're not turning 29.
I am. False. Yeah, I am. I'm old. Actually, I am turning
I guess
29.
that was a compliment. Right?
Corey,
Yeah, no, I'll
Corey
take
just
it.
had that realization that like slowly different people around the office have had to start to realize like how old you actually are.
No one understands. Well, at least I don't look like I'm 50. I don't think.
Notice how he
I'm
did say
29.
40.
At least I don't look like I'm
Jake.
50.
Yeah.
You are not 28. I thought you were like 21.
No, I'm 28. Yeah, I'm 28. Yeah.
What, really?
You need to listen to
I
his
thought-
life story.
I
I'm
thought
an old man.
I thought you just looked not that good for a 21-year-old. But you look great for a 28-year-old.
That's
so.
not
funny.
at all
You're
what I
always
said.
joking like,
Yeah.
man, I'm
But
so
thanks,
old. I
Michael.
thought like you were just joking.
No, I
Like, you are-
legitimately
you got
am
the
28
salt
in
and
college.
Okay.
Y'all go ahead and make your jokes in the comments. That's fine.
Okay, I'm going to go back for a second. It's currently, as we're recording this, 2:30 p.m. Your mom has sent you an irrelevant text message, has not called you, but has posted on Facebook. So she's basically like the equivalent of a casual acquaintance from high school.
Oh, dang. Shots fired at Corey's mom for
Nah,
no
I'm
reason.
just kidding.
Wow.
My mom posted on Facebook when it was my birthday.
My mom did too.
Like,
She
it's
posted
just-
baby pictures.
It's just a weird thing now.
I got a bunch of baby pictures in there.
I mean, I called her.
No, but I just think about like it's funny when it's your birthday and like people you haven't talked to for 4 years. Just like you,
Oh,
like,
my-
it's that same.
my
It's like
birthday-
"Happy
yeah.
birthday, Corey!" exclamation point, and you just have like a list of those.
But
like,
it's
Yes.
the
my
exact same
my birthday
thing.
isn't on Facebook,
Oh.
so it doesn't give you the notification.
Huh.
Yeah, not gonna
So I
lie. I
find
had
out
to,
who my
I had to
real
creep
friends
on
are.
Facebook a little bit,
Huh.
like going back a
That,
year.
why would you do that, Corey?
Well,
That's tricky.
A lot of people
That's
have
tricky
birthdays
for
in
most of
February.
us.
My birthday is next week though.
What?
It won't be not being.
no, are you serious?
Yeah, 26. So it won't be on the podcast, but it'll be the day after. when we're
Guys, my
back.
birthday's a whole 6 months
So-
away.
Yeah, mine's next December. So.
We should get a podcast cake.
No.
Yeah.
Michael's birthday is Earth Day.
Yeah, it is.
What?
I,
Earth Day?
I am
I'm really
Earth.
good with dates. Guys.
Birthday, Earth
So
Day.
I'm gonna-
They go plant a
For
tree.
birthday.
Yeah. I actually am a tree.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Oh, it makes sense.
I just
now.
want to make.
Like, no one just caught how funny that was.
That wasn't that funny.
It wasn't.
Everybody else heard it. It just wasn't actually that
The guys were like, and all the ladies were like,
Yeah, I'm actually a tree.
so funny.
Wait, what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, like, there's been a trend recently of people that I know that have really clever, when they have birthday parties, they make really clever Facebook event titles. And so mine's gonna be something with like birthday, but it's gonna be spelled like BEARTH day.
It's Earth Day.
Birthday.
Yeah.
You
I gotta
are
come,
so
I,
witty.
I gotta develop like a whole thing out of it. Though.
So is like, is Earth Day the same day every year?
Yeah.
So
It's
just
the same year.
every
It's
the
all
same year every day.
1987.
Okay, 1987. Good.
So
yeah.
first
Is that when Earth
topic,
Day started?
I have no idea.
Oh, I was about to
just
say
said-
I'm older than Earth Day.
I'm older than the
Go
Earth.
me.
So are you feeling sore from the basketball game?
No,
Or you-
I played
or you-
2
I know,
basketball
I don't know
games.
how you
I'm
did it. I was-
fine.
So
Tired
what?
at the end.
So what happened in y'all's basketball game last night?
We got
guys?
destroyed.
We
Well-
have a couple questions about this.
Well, here's the thing. We had to default on our first game because
Much cool.
much cool sports. We do sports.
sports goes sports.
I
So
just
we
wanna
had
follow.
to default on our first game because 3 of our girls
What's
couldn't
default
make it. We had to like forfeit in advance because we knew we didn't have enough girls who were gonna be there,
Okay.
and we couldn't find anyone.
Okay,
and
that's
Andrea
what that
wouldn't
means.
play with us because
Yeah.
Andrea was
What
never
the heck,
texted.
Andrea?
I
What are
did
you doing?
text you.
I never got.
I think you were
Oh.
busy actually.
No,
It's a
you
lot.
definitely did not text
I
me.
absolutely did.
I-
may not have said it's about basketball, but I text. Never mind. I just asked. No, I asked what you were doing, but I didn't tell you it was in the context of we have a basketball game.
Did I reply?
But you were busy. Anywho, we
Wait,
had to.
no, what?
You were going to the Maymaster audition meeting thing, I think.
She didn't go to
Oh,
that.
this
Well, I
was a
know.
long
I
time
asked her.
ago.
Yeah, it was like weeks ago.
Oh.
So
It's like the
Oh, that
beginning
was
of
the day where
February.
you had like everything
Okay.
going
Yeah.
on.
Okay, so back to the
All right.
basketball
So
game.
first game we had to default, and
You
then
get
the second game was
Got
on the
canceled.
day we got canceled because it was the day of the
Shooting.
shooting, and then the
Oh,
third
that's
week we
sad.
had a bye. So it's 4 weeks into the season, and this was our first game.
Yeah.
And we were
I-
playing the best
Well-
team in our league who'd already played 2 games.
It wasn't
So here's
even
my
fair.
question.
Like
Here-
they had these tall.
Who
like,
is the
basketball
team?
guys.
Like, what did y'all do? How did y'all put this team together? Is it just like a bunch
It's
of
just
people?
it's a random hodgepodge of people that I know.
I mean, I had
Yes.
fun. I was just screw around when I
Well, I
blocked.
mean,
when I blocked it.
It's only fair to ask. Where the heck was my invite? What?
I
Because I have a
didn't
penis,
really-
I'm not good enough to be on your team. You need
Well,
women
Marissa-
only.
I
I'm
don't-
kidding.
I mean, I didn't really actively recruit. I had a couple people
I
that
was
wanted to
just
play,
kidding. I don't care.
and then like we just mentioned it, and Luke was like, "I'll play," and I was like, "Sure." And then
I'm a
we
fat
did
old
some
man. I
girls.
get out of breath really
I
easily.
kind of want to play basketball now.
Well,
can I be recruited now?
No, you lost your chance.
What? Really?
Sorry.
Michael
No,
is
you
just
can't.
throwing
I'm,
the
well,
shade today.
I'm timid about. That's what was the other thing was like we have 9 people, and so
Yeah.
like I kind of just stopped talking about it because I was afraid. Like I don't want to tell people like no, you can't play, but at the same
Yeah.
time
You
I don't
only
want
have, like,
I don't
16
want- I don't-
people.
yeah, I don't want to have like 8 girls and everyone plays for like 5 minutes. A game.
Yeah.
That's not really worth it.
It
No.
was. They were just amazing.
They had 2 guys that were really tall and
They were-
good,
like, they
and
looked
then
like they
the rest of
played
their team
basketball.
sucked.
Yeah.
And they had
Oh,
one
really?
girl who could. So also in co-rec basketball, the girl to encourage girls actually like being involved, they get an extra point. So they get 3 and 4 pointers.
That's
Oh.
horse
And they had a
crap.
girl who was like a sniper and
it-
hit like 3 4-pointers.
And
That's
it wasn't
horse crap.
like, and
That's
especially
cheating because there are
towards
girls
the-
that are really good at basketball.
towards like you can't really guard them because like when I was like what I had to do I was like continually backing up because I knew if I was going up all on them they would
No,
foul
you just
me.
have to do it.
Yeah.
Because like,
I mean that
just-
the one I got mad
be
towards the end. I
timid.
just like, get
you
out
gotta
of here.
you gotta guard women like men.
Oh, yeah.
Or
Oh,
they
I
get
did.
offended, dog. You gotta get up in
I-
the
Like she tried to go up on me. I was like, get out of there.
That was
Oh.
funny. It was actually really
Luke.
funny.
Feisty.
I was really hoping.
Did you
Luke just,
Luke, did you block a girl?
it wasn't like a.
it was-
You just kind of got. You didn't like send
I
it
got
back. I think
fouled,
you like
though.
tipped it. I think
Although
think
I
you
do
fouled-
have a
they called
story
foul.
of me getting blocked by a girl one time when I was in high school. There was a girl from that played at a crosstown high school. She was really good. She actually had a full ride to like Wake Forest to play, and she just like Dikembe Mutombo'd my
Was
shot.
that
It was
you?
bad.
Did you get blocked by?
No, it was who's the other tall guy that was on the team with the
Oh,
beard?
Taylor,
It
yeah.
was hilarious because the girl like faked him out and he went,
Oh, yeah.
and he's like,
He
he
went up-
knew he got schooled. and
Yeah,
he's
he like.
dang.
I was like running up behind him, and he like got pump fake like into the sky.
Yeah,
Oh.
and then she just went
Yeah,
and
she-
put it up.
All right, unisex
Yeah.
topics. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
yeah,
a
sorry.
co-rec basketball
Yeah.
team.
Yeah.
So-
Totally
Yeah.
unisex.
So
yeah,
I
It's
don't
an
know.
insult to women to say that they can't be interested in basketball, Jake.
Yeah.
Boom.
They weren't talking. Context clues, Michael.
All right,
I learned
all
that
right,
in
all
third
right.
grade.
So I got a question for you guys. What is the creepiest thing that's happened to you?
Oh, see, I work in 5 Points.
Fired up, girl. You got
Wait,
stuff to
someone
say.
else go first. I have
You
to
got
think of a
stuff
good one.
to say.
I have one off the topic. It was just kind of the weirdest, just unexplainable thing. So I was coming back from the movies, like around Thanksgiving time. I was visiting my cousins up in Maryland, and we were like, Maryland just basically has these just empty country roads sometimes. We were driving back, and all of a sudden we come around the corner, and there's this car on fire.
Oh my gosh!
And the horn is blaring, and then for some reason we're stupid and slow down and look at it, and like we didn't know if somebody was in there or anything. Like the horn was going off. It was just weird. And like I checked the paper next day to see if anything like was about it. I found nothing. It was just it was
Twilight
weird.
Zone.
It was weird. That, I guess that's like the most.
Luke found a ghost and stuff.
I don't know. I was scary. I mean, it was scary. I never seen a car
That
on
was
fire.
scary.
Have you ever seen a car on
I
fire?
have not
It's,
next-
it's really unnerving to see a car on fire.
I was afraid like there was somebody in there, but it's like I don't know why that like nobody was around. It looks like I don't know they purposely did it or
Luke, that car caught on fire 40 years ago.
I don't have anything creepy that's ever
Yeah,
happened to
I
me
can't really
ever.
think of
I
anything.
mean,
I have a story that someone told me once. It's not like a personal story, but apparently
Wow.
my friend was hanging out with her cousins one time, and they like went somewhere and they were driving back to the house really late at night. She was saying,
I saw
like
a car on fire.
no, it was not a car on fire. You know, like gutters on the side of the road, like
the
Yes.
culverts.
I don't know, like up the side of the
Sure.
road. It goes there's like a ditch or whatever, and like water goes
for
through,
water,
and it's for
yeah.
water, yeah. So she said that
For
like she just like looked out the window to the ditch and she saw like a person in there, and the person crawled out and like started crawling on all fours, like on the feet, not the knees, like crawled on all fours and everything, and like tried to come up to the car, but they drove away too fast. And she said it was the scariest thing she's
Wait,
ever
so
seen.
like they
So-
just came out of the like sewer?
Yeah.
So I have
Like,
one
how
thing
do
to
you-
say. Cocaine's a hell of a drug. That's all I have to say about that.
Charlie Murphy.
Charlie Murphy.
She told me that when we were like in my choir class and we were all telling ghost stories and stuff, and I flipped out. I was like, oh my gosh, we're gonna live and die. Oh my god. Like 10th grade little Andrea, it's so cute.
I love how you just called yourself cute at a younger age.
Yeah, at 15.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I was really cute when I was little. I don't know what happened, but
I fell apart.
like
Aw.
I'm right there
three-year-old
with you,
me,
dog.
like I peaked at 3. I was like,
Okay.
right.
So it's been a
It's,
downward
it's been a
slope.
downward slope
That's,
since
that
then.
makes it sad.
When
took it
you
to a
said
sad
creepy, I thought you meant like creepy people, not
Well,
like.
it can
Oh,
be
it can be
anything.
that, too.
It could be anything. That was like the first thing that
Okay.
popped in my head.
Well, one time I was at work and I was talking to my manager. My manager's like this like 50-something-year-old guy. And this customer comes in and my manager just walks away. And it's this old guy that just walks in. And he just looks at me, and he goes, "Stop laughing, Andrea." He goes, "Is that your daddy?" And like this like really weird voice. And I just looked at him and was like, "Excuse me?" And he just kept going, "Is that your daddy? Is that your daddy?" Like,
know what?
over and over, and I was just like, "No, like, can I help you?" And he just walks back to the bar.
So, you know what that looks like? Airport security.
I mean,
Michael, were you here for that? You were here
Yeah.
for that one.
What?
When that creepy guy with the
Krispy Kreme.
donuts and the glaze, and he was like, "You know what that reminds me of? Airport security."
Yeah, we were there.
You were there,
What?
Michael.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I was there. I don't remember.
We were having the
I don't
Krispy
know.
Kreme Dunkin' Donuts debate.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
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 I don't remember that story. Oh, because it looks like the.
Oh.
The thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The okay. This goes back to like episode 2, maybe 3, talking about the icing fountain that Krispy Kreme has. And,
Krispy Kreme, like,
Oh, when
Yeah.
the donuts go through like
And,
the fresh and hot and they get
yeah,
coated. Oh,
yeah.
yes.
Immediately, my mind went somewhere else. But
I
so
mean,
did yours.
was
yeah,
the
like
joke.
everybody who was in, like my friends who were in line with me were just like cracking up because I was like, "What does it remind you of?" And he just goes, "Airport security." I was like, "Yeah."
Oh, that's what you
Same.
meant.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
if we're gonna talk about anything creepy, I mean, anybody with a trench coat? Anybody? Anybody?
Yeah.
Anybody with a full body trench coat now?
that is true. I am
Well, it
the
depends on what
knight.
color. Is it like an old man with like
No,
the
not
executive,
anybody.
like,
All
business
right,
trench coat or
like
like
someone in like
a
you know,
black trench coat?
black
That's-
trench
yeah.
coat from like 30 and down.
Got a bowl cut going on.
Yeah, somebody that looks like maybe there's a gun hiding behind there.
There was a
Well,
kid who I went to
Maybe
school with
maybe
who was
someone
like that.
wearing a long sleeve red Gamecock shirt and like dark jeans and like Nikes that are black and red. Maybe wearing a mic, scrolling through their computer. What creeps?
what?
I love that.
So
I love
So-
how long it took for Luke to
Luke
realize that
just
she was
got
talking about
described.
him.
For the audience there, Luke just got described and had no idea what was going on
Oh,
because
sorry.
he was too busy getting zoned out on his own podcast. Way to go, Luke.
I was-
Podcasting is all about talking
Okay,
and you're
well-
That's when
zoning
you know
out.
it's time to move
Well,
on to the next topic.
this leads into the next one. Is what's the most unflattering thing a person can do to themselves?
Oh, not where I thought you were going with that.
All right.
Most
what do you think of it?
unflattering thing that
There's a lot of
someone can do to themselves.
There's a lot of directions
Yeah.
that this can go.
What do you mean, like bad haircuts?
Like wear Crocs?
Yeah.
I
I feel like
Retweet.
I feel like that's
Yeah.
like the. I mean, if you ever want to have a ladies' night, what you do is you can just show up at a place just wearing Crocs. That's like the ultimate
And
repellent.
just guarantee that men
Yeah.
will not approach you.
I mean, I'll holler at a flock of ladies wearing Crocs. I don't care. I'm shameless. You know, it's whatever.
Okay, here's something that I think, well, I don't know how guys feel about it since it's on girls, but I personally think it looks really dumb when girls have the super high-waisted shorts that are like booty shorts, though, so their butt's hanging out, but it just looks like you're wearing a diaper.
It's like they don't know what level shorts are supposed to be worn at because they're really short shorts, but they go up really high.
Oh, the
It just
high-waisted
looks- It
ones?
just looks like they should have pulled them down more and then
Yeah.
it'd be like an appropriate length and an appropriate
It's kind of
height.
like it's riding. They're like it's like riding. you
Yeah,
a little
like
bit.
it
I
ran
know
up
what
like
you're
way
talking
too
about.
high.
I do get the diaper. That
I never thought of it that way, but now I can see it. I'm gonna see somebody with that
Now,
next time.
I'm not hating on high-waisted shorts in general, because I definitely have a pair and I think I look good in them, but they're not the booty shorts. They're normal.
Not the cheeksters.
Yeah, that.
well done.
The cheeky.
I don't know.
But
I think that girls don't look as attractive when they're walking in flip-flops. Like if you're a girl, like a girl walking in normal shoes or like high heels or whatever, like a girl walking is like a generally attractive thing for guys, but like a girl walking in flip-flops normally looks like awkward because they're just kind of like they're like flopping around. Yeah.
I've never really noticed. I've never thought about that. Next time I see a chick in flip-flops, it's gonna be the first thing.
It'll
I do.
probably be a
but
couple months, but
It'll probably be a minute, but I never thought about that. That actually does kind of make sense, though.
yeah.
I get it from behind there.
Fedoras. I would have to
Fedoras.
say.
Oh my god. Yes.
Or it's not. I don't think they're
You
actually
got to be a
called
special breed to
Yeah.
pull off the fedora.
Yeah.
Like you got to be
It
like
just-
insanely handsome to
Like, you
pull
gotta be,
off
You
a
have to have
fedora.
like a
Johnny Depp or
suit, or
something.
you need like a suit or something. But it's
Yeah.
just
JT
weird.
pulls
Like
off
you have to be
pretty
dressed up. Like you can't just be wearing like your jean jacket and a fedora.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks strange. And the steampunk goggles. I'm not a fan of those either.
Okay, the most unflattering thing someone can do to themselves or whatever. Is that what you? Was that the question?
Yeah.
Too many tattoos, man. I'm not a fan of tattoos on ladies at all. Not a fan. Not like, I mean, a couple are fine, but like I'm talking like tons.
You talking like sleeves? Because I
Like
definitely have
tatted up?
3 tattoos.
Yeah. Well, I know that. That's what I'm saying. I can live with that, but like way too many for no fucking reason.
Yeah,
Sorry, I gotta
like
cut that
the
out.
thing about sleeves is a lot of time. Like I was talking to someone who had a sleeve of tattoos, and they were like, he's like a firefighter, and so it was like
Yeah.
they all had like meaning and stuff. But the
Yeah.
problem is that generally people don't know that. Like it's cool for you, but at the same time it gives off like a weird vibe if you have tons of tattoos, even if they're like
The
important.
thing I
and
worry about when I get
meaningful.
old, they're all gonna be like wrinkly and
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's one of my main. I don't know. I'm just
I'm
like
weird
I'm with
like
you,
that.
Jake. Like
I'm a classic.
I don't care if people have it, but I'm
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 a
a big
classic
fan
man.
of I'm a big fan of the henna tattoo.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
They come off.
like we were just talking about
'Cause
that,
they'll go
like
away.
with the podcast. Like I don't want to commit to like a drawing for a lifetime. Like that's a really big commitment for
Yeah.
something to draw on my arm.
And it might be because I'm pulling a big brother here. My sister's got like 8 tattoos and it drives me insane. So I might be pulling big brother here. So who the hell knows?
I don't mind tattoos, but what I can't stand is like the nose ring that looks like a bull.
Oh.
Like I forgot what it's
Oh,
called, but it
yeah.
comes out both nostrils,
Yeah.
and it's just
Ooh.
such a turn on.
For me, what?
What?
No,
Oh.
Okay.
that was sarcasm.
Oh.
That story almost
okay.
took a weird.
I was about to say, I was like Corey, what is going on right now? You're
No.
gonna see flocks of dudes heading up to student media with their full
Oh
tattoo.
God.
But for me, it's the tongue ring. Like that just makes me
Ugh.
cringe because I'm like, that was ow. Like no.
I
ow.
totally want
Are
to
you,
hook up
are
with a
you
chick
guys
with
a
a tongue
fan
ring.
of the nose pierce? I don't know.
It's
at
I'm
least-
indifferent.
it's at
I'm
least
indifferent
subtle,
about
yeah.
it.
Yeah, I think it depends on that one,
Yeah.
especially because like
Alright.
if you just have like a little white dot
Stud
going
or
on, like
whatever,
it
yeah.
looks like you got a zit on your nose. But if it's a nice little shiny stud and you've got a nice nose anyway, I think that's actually kind of cool.
What's also
don't
weird
know.
is gauges. Like people, have you ever seen people who have
That's my
huge-
mom's worst thing ever.
huge
My mom
gauges?
can deal with anything
don't
on the planet.
understand.
Do not throw a gauge at my mom. My
Like
mom will have a
I
breakdown.
knew
It's
someone who
awesome.
had gauges so big that we were just like talking to him one day, and someone had like a padlock, and he was
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, I can put this padlock like through my gauges," and I was like, "That's
Ooh.
disgusting. That's just a huge hole
I
when it's
just-
in a place where there's not supposed to be a huge hole."
Yeah.
I feel like your ligament would just rip off. Like I've seen
If
it.
you
like,
put
half-
too much weight, yeah,
Yeah.
that can actually happen.
Ooh, like your ear would be ripped
Just-
in half.
Yeah,
Oh my
that's
It'll.
not good.
I mean,
I guess
I don't
can it
know.
grow back?
They if you take them out, if you like are slowly downsized, it'll like close back up
Yeah.
over time, but you
Isn't
can't
that-
just do it all.
Isn't
at
that
once.
like if you get your ears pierced, sometimes it closes, and
Yeah,
then
if you
later in
don't-
life you have to like get them
Yeah,
again?
If you don't
I've
wear
had my
earrings
ears
for a
pierced
while.
like 3 or 4 times.
yeah,
Oh,
they'll
okay.
close up. But
Huh.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things where I don't know. Maybe I look to the future too much. Maybe I'm not too much on living on the now. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if I would want this when I'm 60 and have grandchildren. Like, why do your ears flop around so much? And it's like because when I was 20, I was an idiot, son. I don't want to do that. Like, that's dumb to me. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe they'll build up like enough strength over time though that your grandkids can like hang on them
Oh,
like a
like
game.
the swing.
You took it.
no.
Oh God.
Michael, no.
You took it to a dark place.
Now we've
Is
talked
it?
a lot about
That's not really.
we've talked about a lot of physical stuff, but
Yeah.
I think there are definitely some other things that are like major turnoffs. Like I don't mind like going to a party and getting
Hit on a little bit.
no like a little bit tipsier. No. What I was gonna go with
I
is
just like the compliment.
that too. But no, when someone is so
Plastered.
yeah, what she said, like just so completely gone that they can't stand up. I don't know. It's just like you have no
See,
self-control.
Andrea, that's why we don't hang up more.
So
yeah,
me,
Michael, I
you
just
know,
most
don't
of the
respect
time.
you.
Every night, just
Well, and
turn
it's
up.
not. I won't say it's completely you can still be a pretty attractive person to me, but I don't respect that person anymore.
It's
Ooh,
really
ouch.
scary to watch too. Someone so out of control like that.
I guess for me, it's like if I see someone like that, I don't know. Maybe you don't make a habit of it. Maybe it's a one-time thing, but most likely it's something that they make a habit out of. And I don't know. Just like I want to, be with someone who I would be like proud to bring home or proud to show off to my friends. But if you make a habit of doing that. I don't know. Maybe that sounds too judgmental, but whatever. It's a bit of a turn off
Only a
for me.
little bit.
It's just a personal thing.
Yeah.
No,
I will not say. I don't have any problem.
Opinionated
with
podcast.
Yes, but the so gone that like you just. It's embarrassing.
Not your thing? Yeah.
I can't do that.
I've been there more than I'm proud of. It's not good.
So segue incoming. Speaking of judgmental and really stupid and pointless, let's talk about the Oscars.
Oh, God. Let's not, man. I'm disgusted by the Oscars.
Yeah, the nominations were pretty doo-doo this year.
Yeah, Gone Girl didn't get nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay, which means screw that organization.
Or even Best
Sorry,
Picture.
Luke.
Not only because they've done up to 10 Best Picture nominees in the past, and they didn't reach that this year, and they left Gone Girl. It wasn't like, oh, there's too many good movies this year. It was like, we just didn't want to put it in, and that's garbage.
Well, I just believe Gone Girl should win for Best Adapted Screenplay because I thought that script was awesome. That was my opinion. And now Corey is crawling.
Are you leaving?
Corey needs a water break.
Corey needs water.
I didn't watch the Oscars. I have nothing to
It's not.
Well, it
hasn't
hasn't happened yet, so that's why you haven't watched it.
I saw. I've almost seen all of them. Like of all like the I haven't seen Foxcatcher or The Theory of Everything, but I saw Still Alice last week. That was a really good movie.
Really?
Like,
Really?
I thought
What
it was
do you
going to
say
be kind of meh, but like the performances were really good. And that Julianne Moore did a really good job. Like,
We'll see. I mean, we'll see how it goes, man. I'm not gonna watch them because I told everyone in my Gone Girl review, if they don't nominate, if Gone Girl does not win Best Adapted Screenplay, I will not watch the Oscars anymore. It didn't even get nominated.
What
so
was
guess what?
what was
And
nominated?
American Sniper got nominated, and that didn't.
Okay.
Have you seen?
That was
have you seen
that's
American
a pretty good movie.
No.
For Oscar nominated though, what? I
American
don't know.
Sniper has so many problems.
Yeah.
That like
Thank
it's
you.
like if you just go and sit down and have no content. So this has been a big thing for me about the Oscar and movies in general this year has been so many of them for me have been influenced by context. So like
absolutely.
American Sniper like I'm just gonna go out and say it. Chris Kyle was like kind of a psychopath. Like if you read his book, he was a crazy person,
Wasn't
and
he
he
like-
was like pretty much a racist and like he had a lot of problems, and it really like there's a touch
They
of that
glossed
sort of
over
going in American Sniper, but like it does not like portray it as accurately as you would like, especially for a Clint Eastwood movie.
Mm-hmm.
And the same thing with Imitation Game is like everything that I've read about Alan Turing is that he was not like this weird social pariah. Like it's such an easy character type for them to portray it in the movie, and that's why like Imitation Game was hurt for me because I was like, you're just taking this really easy approach to some computer nerd who's like out of touch with society, even though that's not what he was.
Was it
by all
good?
accounts. It was. I mean, both like American Sniper and Imitation Game were both really entertaining movies, but they're just influenced by what you know. And
I wouldn't
same
say
thing with.
American Sniper was entertaining, but
I mean, I thought it was engaging.
well made. It was engaging.
yeah.
Yes, not entertaining.
I mean, I don't know.
I mean,
like-
Foxcatcher's the same way.
the thing-
Foxcatcher played with reality a lot. As a wrestler as someone who wrestled my whole life, so I kind of knew that story going in and everything. The two guys that Channing Tatum and Mark Ruffalo played, they were never on like the Foxcatcher ranch at the same time, but it made sense for the movie for them to put them there at the same time and stuff. So, I mean, they took some liberties, which is fine, but.
Boyhood got the opposite effect, where like if you knew about how the movie was made and the backstory and stuff, it made it a lot better.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that was. I think it's just.
It was
that
still-
was a special.
Yeah,
Right,
it was still a good
circumstance.
I thought it was still a pretty good movie, but like just knowing how it was filmed enhanced the experience a lot.
I would rather go. Honestly, I would rather go with what's put on screen for me. Like the 2 hours on screen, give me that over all the outside crap.
I think
I
you'd-
disagree with Boyhood on that. For the reason I would understand for everything else, but it's just like I listened to an interview with Patricia Arquette and Ethan Hawke and just explaining like how they grew up with them together and like everything that they were interested they would stick in that movie. So it was kind of like seeing someone's life. I mean, like they of course dramatized it, but like it was kind of based on their life experiences going on now. So
it's a good movie, but it's not like some masterpiece that I think we're going to care about in 2 years.
I think we will. I think it's the only movie this year that people are going to talk about in 3 years because of the filmmaking perspective.
Well, that's only it. It's not because of the movie.
Yeah,
like,
but
I will never watch Boyhood again.
It was something different, which I really appreciated because well, at first, like the first 20 minutes, I was actually pretty bored with it. I was like, is this really how the whole thing? But I don't know. It's like the more you get into it, for me anyway. Maybe it's just because I'm a girl, but I was like, whoa, like I am watching this person grow up. This is like being a parent.
Like none of the scene. The problem is none of the scenes, like the acting and the writing, are particularly good individually.
Yeah.
But it is a good story arc, and it is like. It's a film that's an experience. Like you couldn't just drop into the middle of it and be like, "Wow, this is amazing! I'm so engaged."
Yeah,
but
you have to watch it from beginning.
But
Well, what I liked about it though, the dialogue wasn't like masterly crafted.
Yes.
It was kind of just
It was
it was
real.
awkward.
Yeah,
like,
it was very
there'd be
real,
like
what
awkward
you said.
scenes, with him like later as a teenager, and you could just like see someone saying that.
Yeah.
And that's what it's kind of. Whoops.
I don't know. I wasn't the huge. I thought it was good, but I don't think it deserves all the love it's getting. I mean, personally.
I just think it's.
Thanks, Corey. Corey's
Yeah.
back and agreeing with me.
I think
Yes,
it's
she doesn't
interesting
even know what
because
we're
when
doing.
you look at like people that I know, like you love, like Tarantino and like Scorsese and like they made really good movies, probably much more entertaining movies than Boyhood. But what they also did is push the limits of the way that people made films that carried on forever.
Yeah, they pushed.
So that's
them
what's
further.
interesting about Boyhood is like it's the first time I've seen in a long since Avatar, and Avatar wasn't that great either, but it's the first movie since that like has made me think about it's changing the way that we're making movies.
I mean, you think about it, Avatar is the Pocahontas thing. Like the
Boyhood's
story of Avatar
Boyhood
was like
is a one-time deal. Avatar will happen again.
Well, yeah, Avatar was like we're just gonna make it was the point where now everything can be a computer. Like
Yeah, it's possible, and they've done it. But like Boyhood.
No, you won't see another Boyhood.
Boyhood will never happen again, and it's not like it's not going to change the way we make movies about children. It's not going to happen. I mean, I'm sorry, but it's financially ill-advised.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's financially ill-advised.
It's an experiment, and I think.
and
I mean, it was just like
it's going to win Best Picture based off the fact of that. It's not going to win Best Picture because.
But
of the
also,
movie,
it's really interesting because it was also well enough. It wasn't the best made movie, but it was well enough made because it was like a good director who was making it. Because if that idea had just been some,
really good.
if that had been some random like experimental filmmaker just coming out of college, like they could have done that same idea and made it into a crap movie. But it was Richard Linklater, so it was like still a pretty entertaining movie.
I mean, it's okay. So it's not like some masterpiece.
Not gonna lie, that movie, I don't know, it just really affected me. It's gonna
Did you
stick
like
with
it a
me
lot?
forever. I absolutely
You might be the first
So
person I've met that absolutely loved it.
I really enjoyed it too.
I would say I loved it.
I liked it, but it was
like I came out walking out like wow, sort of thing. Like I thought Selma was gonna do that, but it just didn't because I
Selma fell
expected
flat.
what it was going in. And I know other people disagree with it, but it did the same thing. Like it would gloss over Martin Luther King's like a fair thing. They would just touch it and they would move on.
I think,
like,
honest
sort
to
of
God,
like
I think
the-
most of the movies that came out this year are okay.
2015 this year?
Oh no,
2014.
2014.
Or in the
The
365?
2014, last year. Sorry.
Okay.
2015 is gonna be a freaking
Yeah,
crazy
2015 is going to be a monster.
It'll just
But
be a
20
big movies, not
Honestly,
big name movies.
For my
yeah.
money, the best movies that came out in 2014 were in the summer. Were the summer movies that no one's going to talk about during Oscar season. That's my personal opinion. Because, I mean, I'm sorry, none of the ones that are nominated for Best Picture blew my hair back other than Whiplash I love.
So we're doing, me and Jake are doing Gamecocks in the movies like after this.
Yeah.
And we're
Yeah.
talking about our best movies of
So
2014.
we
I'm gonna blow your hair back with some of my. I'm going a little off the wall with some of my.
All right, we'll see.
So
We'll see.
this conversations continue.
Yeah,
with Gamecocks,
yeah.
like,
Tune in to
movies.
Gamecocks the movies.
Oh, actually, tune in to Talk of the Town, where
Yeah.
Gamecocks the movies will be.
Yeah,
The next
yeah.
episode for Talk of the Town will be on what date, Luke?
March 2nd.
Boom! Look at us.
All right.
All right, so what you got? What else are we doing here other than talking about us arguing about Boyhood and how I didn't like it and everybody else thought it was kind of.
Honestly, I'm out of topics.
Guys,
What?
wait. I have something.
Okay.
Guys,
Oh.
I
Yeah.
saw 50 Shades of Grey on Monday.
Oh my
Oh my God! Okay,
Speaking of
so,
Oscar Best Picture.
okay, okay, I gotta ask. Why did you see it?
I was really curious. I didn't read the book,
Okay.
so I didn't know. And like, I knew what it was about, but I didn't know what it was about.
Yeah.
Do you guys know it started off as a Twilight fanfic?
Yes, I did know
It's
that.
exactly like Twilight, except for adults,
Really? But is it?
without the vampires.
So was it like?
Was
I don't
it-
understand
was
how
it
it was
good?
a story. Like, what was the story?
I
I'm trying to
paid-
figure that out.
Okay, I paid $6.25 for it because we get a student discount at Carmike. down the street.
I know.
And it
Friggin'
was worth the
AMC don't give a
$6.25. And
Who'd you go with?
my friend Jenny, but I'm
Jenny, a
also gonna go next week with.
Wait, what?
You're gonna see
Hold on,
it.
what? Hold on.
Oh my god.
Hold on.
Well, my friend asked me. He was like, "Well, would you see it with me?" I was like, "Yeah, sure. I'd see it again." It was worth the money, and it wasn't as bad as I thought. The first 10 minutes are just god awful, like horrible plot setup. The characters are pretty bad. The soundtrack is really
that
good.
was just a book.
So basically-
yeah, I'm pretty sure it was just the book, not really. They did it.
So basically, what you're telling me is the soundtrack's good and
the camera work is really good, and
looks
like it gets better as it goes along. It's worth the
because
money.
then once they get into the sex stuff, Corey's in. That's when Corey's like, "This is a movie."
Well, they obviously had to tone it down. Like, I'm guessing. Did they tone it down?
Do you know what it's about?
They
Yes.
absolutely had
well,
to tone
we
it down.
can't
Yeah.
say it on here.
That's
but
the biggest
So the
complaint is that
writer-
it's not like X enough.
The writer of the book was like, when it was being made, she was like, "We don't care if it gets NC-17. We're making it the way we want." And then they were
like
like,
money.
we want it actually to be in a theater somewhere, so it's not getting NC-17. So I think they did tone it back.
I mean, it makes
Is
sense.
it even R?
Yeah.
It's
it's
R.
R.
There's a lot of
Nudity?
yes and cursing.
Well,
She's
It's
thinking.
about this girl who gets out of college and she interviews this guy for a really big company. He's like a 27-year-old billionaire, and they fall in love. Except he's really into BDSM, like really, really into BDSM.
What up?
well, it made almost 300 million worldwide in one
Yeah,
week.
It broke the
ton.
book-selling record for Harry Potter.
I mean,
wow.
That was
And when
for this
J.K.
month, I
Rowling
think.
heard about it, she goes, "Just imagine how much more books I could have sold if Harry was a little more playful with his women." Like her exact quote from J.K. Rowling.
mean-
So that means that I'm gonna make a ton of money writing a dirty Harry Potter fan fiction.
If we're gonna recast Emma Watson, I will be the thief.
they
You
actually
have my
asked
10
her
bucks,
to
my
play
friend.
Anna. They
You have
asked
my
her
10 bucks.
Yeah, and she was like, "I'm insulted. How dare you?"
Was it Dakota Fanning?
No.
no, it was
Dakota
Dakota
Johnson.
Johnson.
Dakota Johnson.
I don't even
Okay.
know who. Was
I
she
don't know
unknown?
any of the cast,
Yeah.
but
Oh,
Charlie Hunnam was supposed to play him. He plays Jax on Sons of Anarchy. And
His
think-
fans were up in an uproar.
Yeah.
That's why he backed out.
And he moved on to like some, the Crimson Peak movie. Guy who did Hellboy and.
Oh yeah.
Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah, I can never say it.
Del
Yeah.
Toro.
Yeah.
It looks pretty cool.
So what makes me at least a little bit interested is because my whole thing always with Twilight was, all right, the story is the story if you were like into like a vampire and a non-vampire
He's
falling
a
in love.
stalker. I
It's
can't
cool.
figure
It
it
like
out.
it you know what?
He's
That's
a
fine.
stalker.
That's cool.
But
The
he's
mov-
hot.
But the movies were so poorly made.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
poorly
they're
written,
bad.
so poorly shot, so poorly acted that like I didn't even care about the story. It was just how poor the filmmaking was.
Yeah.
So like if Fifty
Yeah.
Shades of Grey is at least like well executed in like technical aspects
Yeah.
and some of the acting is good, then
The woman
I
that
might
the
see
woman
it.
that directed it can direct.
They
She's
had-
made some
Okay.
good
yeah,
films.
they had
That's,
really
that's,
beautiful shots.
That
And
is
the
Kick-Ass's
soundtrack
wife.
was good.
Yeah.
You almost make me want to see it.
Go.
I mean,
Almost.
It's Kick-Ass's wife. The dude
till
for
it
that
comes
played
on
Kick-Ass.
Netflix.
Aaron Taylor Johnson.
guy who
Aaron Taylor
played-
Johnson. It's his wife.
Okay.
Who's like
who's-
20 years older than him,
Yeah,
or
something like that.
that.
But she's a
Yeah.
she's a
Wait.
good director. I've seen some of her
Oh,
films.
the director.
Yeah,
I was like, the
she's a good
girl
director.
who
I'll give her
played-
that.
Okay.
Those Twilight films are awful. I was a fan, so I read the books. And the books
love.
are not
You-
as terrible.
Yeah, the books actually I kind of enjoyed. Which
They're
I
not-
read them in middle school, so I guess that kind of says
Yeah.
something.
I guess they cranked them out so fast. It was hard to make it like
Cranked
good.
them out.
What do you mean? Like
movie.
you gotta
She
crank 'em out.
sneezed it out. Real
But like,
fast.
I mean, one of the Twilight directors is directing like the next spin-off Star Wars movie or something. He's
What?
doing
No.
some- yeah. Like I forgot. who-
Disney, what are you doing?
From what I
I
understand,
don't quote me on that.
I only
I'm
saw
not
the
sure.
first 2 or 3 Twilight movies. So from what I understand, like the last 2 get better, at least in the filmmaking perspective. So maybe they're not so bad. I don't know.
And I feel
Breaking
bad
Dawn.
for Kirsten Stewart though, because she's actually
No,
really talented.
She's awful.
What? Have
just
you
a
seen
terrible
her other
human
She's
being.
stuff?
dreadful.
I have seen her in other stuff.
I
you
saw
ever
she was
seen-
in
she's
Still
the
Alice.
same in
she
every movie.
blew it out of the water.
Have
'cause she
you-
played herself?
Yeah, exactly. Have you ever
Yeah,
seen?
I
Have you ever seen her do an interview? It's exactly
Yeah.
like her character. It's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
I mean, she's
just,
really
really
typecasted.
want to-
She was good, and I will
Podcast
say she
selfie.
was good in that James Gandolfini movie where she played.
Yeah.
She played a depressed stripper. So she was basically
See,
being
that fits
herself.
her character.
She was basically being herself,
Well,
but she was good in that movie.
I saw her in that Snow White and the Huntsman movie. She
Woo!
sucked.
That
It's like
was
she,
so
I think she
bad.
gets
atrocious.
casted in wrong roles.
She
But
was
That's the thing.
terrible in
But
that.
Some
see,
people-
a good actor can go into any role.
Yeah, so some people get typecast into only doing certain types of roles, even though they can. She gets unfairly typecast into like doing real roles that she can't do. She should only
she should always get
play. She
typecast.
should only play depressed people.
yeah, that's what she did in Still Alice. Like she played Julianne Moore's like struggling
daughter?
No, she was like a struggling actress in Hollywood, and she came back to take care of her because she had.
It was like
Alzheimer's.
Birdman-esque, like
at this point, that's who she's
self-referential.
becoming, is a struggling
Well,
actress
she
in
was
Hollywood.
in she
There's
was
no one
in
cast her
Camp
anymore.
X-Ray, where she actually played a Marine, and I saw a little bit of that. But she was really good. That was the one movie where she wasn't typecasted that she was actually good in. Like, I think it was the story was really strong too.
One
That
for
helped.
25. Good for Kristen Stewart.
Go, Kristen.
She's in On the Road too.
I haven't seen that.
I
I've heard it's
I
fantastic.
read the
but I
book.
haven't seen it yet.
I don't know.
I want to
why
see the
haven't
movie,
seen
but I've
it.
heard it's fantastic.
Oh, no.
And I think Taylor Kitsch is in it, which means it's a good thing they didn't put a lot of money into it, because it would have bombed, because that's all Taylor Kitsch knows how to make is bombs. That poor guy.
Isn't he in the next Terminator?
Wait, they're
no.
making another
Yeah.
Yeah, Genesis, spelled with a
Terminator?
Y in the middle of it. Yeah.
Terminator.
Terminator.
No,
Turbo Man?
Taylor Kitsch was the guy from John Carter, and we all know anyone that knows anything, that movie lost like $275 million at the box office.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then 2 months later, the next movie he starred in lost like $250 million at the box office. Battleship. So in one summer, he lost two studios, almost $500 million. Good job, Taylor
That's a
Kitsch.
lot of money.
So if you think you're a failure,
Yeah. Look at
At
Taylor.
least you didn't lose $500 million.
Yeah, look at Taylor Kitsch's summer like 3 years
Man,
ago. It
if
was
only I
rough.
have $500 million.
It was the
Yeah.
first time in like 80 years that Disney, or since like the beginning of Disney, that they had to file for, they had to report a loss
Yeah.
that quarter
Didn't
because of that movie.
But to be fair, like he wasn't the reason that Battleship was awful.
No.
It was like
Battleship was
everything
terrible.
else about the movie.
When I saw Rihanna was gonna be in it, I'm like, oh jeez. But
Rihanna.
Liam.
Rihanna.
Who's Rihanna? You mean Rihanna? The
It's
chick that got
Rihanna's
beat up?
birthday too. Shout out to Rihanna.
Oh, interesting.
I know you're listening.
Ugh.
So
Yeah.
Shout out to my girl.
So I
Rihanna.
take away that shout out. Ugh.
Liam Neeson.
I do
He's
not
in
like
everything.
Yeah, I mean, she's alright.
I don't
care.
like Rihanna.
Taken 3. I saw that.
Really?
How was it? I haven't
It
watched
was better than the second one.
I didn't like the first
Well, that
one.
doesn't
so I
mean
didn't
crap.
see
You
it.
don't
I
like the
liked
first one?
okay.
Really?
I feel like
It was just a generic action movie to me. Oh, I didn't hate it, but
It's
it was
fun.
not.
It is a
Yeah.
fun movie though.
it's
Like,
it's
you
like it's a
didn't love
winter
it.
film. Like
It's sorta
it's
like,
something you see in
it's-
February. You know what I mean?
It's sort of like Jack Ryan.
Oh, Jack Ryan
it's-
was horrible.
Jack Ryan was
No.
terrible.
Taken's
I mean, it
much
was-
better than Jack Ryan. Jack Ryan bored me. I was like uninterested halfway through because
Well-
they didn't do anything.
Ooh.
Ooh.
And
That was
coming
a-
in throwing a haymaker.
That was a not on the mic got him.
Oh, I said you bore me.
Yeah. Ooh. So I got okay. How did we get here from 50 Shades of Grey?
It's okay.
I
We can change subjects.
Was it actually
Okay.
good?
Yeah,
was-
overall, was it a good
Was
movie?
it actually would a man would I enjoy it?
Probably not. I would wait till it comes out on Netflix. Like, it wasn't a bad movie, but it wasn't good. Like, they did what they could with what they had.
Okay.
That's a good answer.
I might Redbox it. Am I the only
I'm
person who
very
still
close
How
uses
much
to
Redbox?
nudity is in this movie? Is my other question.
I use Redbox.
I like
at
Redbox.
Oh,
my
they
home.
left it on a
Let her
cliffhanger,
sell
too,
it.
so they're probably going to turn it into... How many books are there?
3.
They're going to turn it into 4
You
movies,
directed
probably.
that question straight at me as if I would know.
So what is one reason?
Luke! I did it! I did it again!
Luke, say it. Say it, Luke.
Just fell
Say
off.
it.
His voice just
Reason.
went so...
Say it again.
He sounded like
No,
Mickey
say okay.
Mouse.
Try to read the question.
Reason. What is one reason why I should hate you?
I don't get what you mean by
like,
that.
what is a bad thing that you?
Why don't
did?
you start us off, Luke?
Remember all those things about tattoos
Well-
and Crocs? I do all that.
Okay. This happened in elementary school, but I still remember it because I felt so bad.
This is a weird thing for a weird
It's-
reason to hate you already.
Okay, yeah, but it's just this is comically, but we had this janitor, and if anyone like left their milk out, he would leave it out for them. But there was like an assistant one that day, and so I'm pretty sure I walked up and stole a guy's milk, and he was looking all around, and I felt so bad afterwards. I'm like, I
How
stole that
dare
guy's
you?
milk.
How dare you?
Stole his
I mean,
milk.
it's just
Poor
it,
guy.
You are the son of a that stole my milk.
I'm gonna get a call later. You owe me $125.
You know what's screwed up is that guy's he's one of our other. He's the other listener. Besides Corey's mom, who's sitting at home going, "Dad, mother, I knew someone stole that."
He's
milk.
slowly clenching a carton of milk as a tear runs down his cheek.
The funny thing is that, like, what if, like, a decent number of people listen to this podcast, but, like, just coincidentally, a bunch of people had that happen to him, and Luke gets, like, 50 angry letters. They're like, you stole my milk. We're all coming after you.
Substitute janitors have their milk stolen a lot.
So
apparently.
point being, we all need to hate Luke because he steals milk.
Yeah.
All right, nice. End of segment. Nobody else has to go. So I'll just hate Luke.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't understand. Like,
We'll skip that part.
Okay.
What?
I
Okay.
question.
All right.
I just,
All right. I got another one.
Oh.
What can't you take seriously?
This podcast. That was too easy.
Yeah, that was too. That was
too easy.
I don't take a lot of things that seriously.
Brownies. I can't take brownies.
Brownies?
Yeah.
Wait, what are
I
brownies?
thought you said brownies.
Men
You know
who
what
really
kind of
enjoy
brownies?
My Little Pony.
My Little Pony. Yeah, My Little Pony.
They have a whole like fan fiction thing that
Yeah.
they write about. They're all serious.
They have
I
brony
watched a couple
conventions.
episodes because
They have
the-
brony conventions. They're
claim
just
that some
dudes
people-
that love My Little Pony.
the claim that some people have made is the newest reiteration of My Little Pony.
It's actually really good.
Friendship is Magic.
It's like
is
it's deep,
supposed
deep
to be
themes.
have a lot of like references that like kids wouldn't get, which a lot of shows have done. Like kids shows have done that.
Yeah.
I have watched like 1 or 2 episodes, and I just maybe it happens after the first episode or so, but like I just didn't.
It looked like a kid show. I mean,
Yeah.
one of my
Well-
friends was a brony and made me watch the first episode. Like, I watched a kid show, especially for girls. So I'm not
One of
going to
my-
watch this anymore.
One of my
questioned his
favorite
manliness.
voice actresses is the star of that show, Tara Strong. Shout out to her.
She was in Metal Gear Solid and she did amazing.
She was in
roles.
Batgirl. She was also Bubbles from the Powerpuff Girls.
Bubbles!
From the Powerpuff Girls. Yeah, she
That's
was
my
Bubbles.
girl.
She was Bubbles. Yeah. from the Powerpuff Girls. Yeah,
Which one was
she
the
was Ben.
blue
She
one?
was the
Yeah,
original
the
Ben
blonde
10,
one.
which is weird.
'Cause I
She
love
was
blonde.
Ben 10.
Yeah, the first one, like when he was like a really little kid.
Yeah.
She was the very original Ben 10.
That's cool.
She's been pretty much any cartoon you can think of. She did a voice on. She
So-
was Batgirl in the original and Batman the Animated Series.
I was in the office one
I love
day,
Tara Strong.
and Ryan Tolan was
And
like,
she's
"Hey,
hot.
watch this video of this girl from The Voice and see if you can figure out who it is." And I was like, "All right." And she started singing, and I was like, "She played Tommy Pickles, didn't she?" Yeah, and she was on The Voice, and you can hear it when she
Why
sings.
she was on The
What?
Voice?
Yeah,
Isn't
and
she
she's
like
pretty good
40
too.
or something?
She's oldish,
She's
like
been-
30s maybe.
Yeah, she's in her late 30s.
But yeah,
she's
like-
been voice acting forever.
Yeah, but she was on The Voice, and she was pretty good. I don't know if she like went anywhere on it,
Well,
but like it was just crazy. Like you can hear it when she's singing.
And
like,
The
there's
voice
Tommy
is
Pickles.
pointless,
also,
though.
I think was she Tommy Pickles? No,
She was a couple other roles, but like
She's been in a ton of stuff.
okay, another thing that grinds my gears: the voice. It's all about the judges, and you never hear who wins the voice.
The Voice is the only good.
I know.
show.
American Idol should die. I mean,
Like
it should.
all the
Should've
reason
died years ago.
the reason it is a little bit too much about the judges, but I think that's just a marketing thing because people know who like the judges are before
They
the
sell
season
records.
starts. But like
Yeah, because
The
everyone knows
voice-
who Gwen Stefani is anymore.
She tried to make a comeback, but she took like 6 years off, and that was her mistake. So.
Bananas well, I mean, she wasn't talented before she left, so it is what it is.
To me, The Voice is the only singing show that's actually somewhat
Yeah.
about singing.
I
Like
would-
I watched someone that I've had
Y'all don't have
met-
anything to add to this, ladies? Seriously?
I'm still trying to think of things that I don't
Not
take
really.
seriously.
What the heck do y'all want to talk about?
I was gonna ask if anybody wanted to share their weirdest or like their least favorite or their favorite birthday.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'll share my favorite birthday.
Go ahead.
It was my it's actually like a dual story. It was my 18th birthday. Leave.
Ow, ow.
Yeah, my buddy James comes pick me up. We go do something. We come back to my house. My house is packed out. Like my house. Like my mom had packed out like a bunch of people. It was like 300 people in my mom's house. So it was, no alcohol, but we had a really good time.
Yeah, I had a surprise party, I think, when I was like 16 or 17. That was pretty cool. I got silly strung.
Yeah. Silly
That's-
strong.
that'll
I
work.
gotta say, that's the
Strong,
worst thing that's ever
right
been
in the
done to
face.
me is someone silly stringed my car for my birthday.
And
They tried to make it cute by like making a big heart on the front and like writing "I love you" on it, and I was like, I have to wash this off.
Oh yeah, on the back they
There's
also wrote,
still
"Have
silly
fun cleaning
string
this
on my
up."
car.
Was that JP?
That was actually my boyfriend at the time.
Was that Dylan?
Yeah.
Oh.
there's a reason why we have broken up.
Shout out to Dylan.
Yeah. Sorry,
Wherever you
Dylan.
are.
Sucks to suck, dog. Well,
Do you guys have any names that you guys have like associations with that name? I watched a video about this the other day where they were talking about
TED Talk?
names. No, it was a good mythical morning about like just like name, like if you just like someone says a name and you like picture who that person is.
Oh. I had a really good friend when I was little. Her name was Sarah Matosi, and if she ever happens to see this, shout out to Sarah Matosian. So whenever I hear the name Sarah, I think she was super into ballet, and she was like this little, I don't know, just like we spent a lot of time cleaning her room together. I don't know why, this was just a thing we did, but it turned into like an epic princess journey. Anyway, I associate this.
shout out to Sarah Matosi.
Yeah.
So like Marissa was writing a script the other day or working on.
Marissa's his girlfriend, by the way.
BT Dubs.
She might be on the podcast someday, but
I asked her. She straight up told me no. I was
well, no,
offended.
she had stuff to do today.
Okay, well, she should have said that. She was like, no.
She was
That's
working on
Marissa.
like for her screenwriting class. She was working on a thing, and she was like, I need a name for like the main character's like kind of douchey, like businessy brother, and I was like, Derek.
Yeah.
And so like you just have like sometimes you have associations with like certain names.
Like Chad is the whitest name ever.
I don't
Yeah.
really know anyone named
or
Derek.
Brent.
I
Yes.
feel like the name Brittany, sorry if there's any Brittany's listening, but it's just such a
I was just
girl, like B-word girl name.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like I will never name
It's like
my
that
children
scene in
Brittany.
Ted with like the white trash names, and he like goes through and is like, is it any of those with a Lynn on the end?
Yes. Yeah, that was
Interesting.
So what do you guys associate with my name?
Andrea?
Yeah.
I associate
Awesomeness.
it with people mispronouncing it and saying Andrea.
Yeah, you're the only Andrea
Alyssa did.
I know.
I noticed
Yeah.
that Alyssa
Me
did
too.
that.
I think Walking Dead.
I think you
I
are the
think
only
Andrea.
Andrea I've ever met.
Because that's.
In real life, anyway. I mean, obviously on TV.
Have you met
just run
Andreas
everything.
in your dreams or something?
Well, I mean, on like TV and stuff.
Oh,
like,
oh.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I've heard the name Andrea before. I wasn't like,
Yeah.
your name's what now? What is this Andrea business? Like, I knew that was a name, but I never knew. I don't think I've known anybody.
I think it's
named that.
weird, like when somebody has like an old person name, or what I think an old person name, like Ruth. That just sounds like that's
They're
my
like
grandma's
16
name, but
years
that's where I
old.
associate it. But doesn't that sound like just like an old person's
Yeah.
name, Ruth? Like
My-
nobody's named
we,
Ruth
we,
anymore.
we were talking about someone named in the video. They talk about someone named Barb and someone who's like, will just
Oh,
let anything
Barb.
fly and
How
like the
about
life,
Wanda?
like an older lady who's like the
Oh,
life of the
jeez.
party. And then we like went to a party. Like for like a family thing, and like there was like an older lady named Barb, and she was exactly like.
I could just
Oh,
see
there
her
was
from
this-
being from
there was
Minnesota. She's like, Barb,
There was a-
you go out and get the caribou today.
There was a girl I had a
Caribou?
short relationship with.
In Minnesota, we were on our way to pick up the kids from soccer practice.
Mean.
And then there's
Soccer.
this dang caribou, and I was telling him, I was like, Luke, you
Yeah,
gotta get
yeah.
out of the way for this dang caribou. We're gonna be late.
I know. And then I ran over into the frozen lake, and then the wolves just, ate my face alive.
Apparently, Minnesota's still in the ice age,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
they're
I know, right?
experiencing
I
a lot of
mean-
caribou.
Yeah, I know, right?
But it's okay. We got hockey.
There's also a saber-toothed tiger in there.
We're not.
Oh.
We're not in Canada, so it's okay.
Oh.
They're just interesting names. Like my grandfather's a weird name. His name is Enoch.
Enoch. Oh, I have an ancestor named Igaboo. Igaboo. Igaboo
That sounds
Watson.
really bad.
That's gonna be my child's name.
Igaboo.
It made me think of like Pikachu.
Makes me think of
Igaboo.
Boo from.
Yeah.
One of my best friends from back home, like back up in Charlotte, his real name is Orville. He goes by
Redenbacher?
Trey.
Like the popcorn?
Yeah, Orville. Yeah.
Or the Wright brother.
Yeah, or the Wright brother. Yeah, Orville is his actual name. I knew somebody else's name was Cecil Christie Patrick the Fourth.
Cecil.
Cecil Christie. He's a guy.
My dad, I don't know if he had a roommate or it was a friend, but his name was the Dung Buoy.
What?
The Dung Buoy?
Like like THE.
T-H-E the. His middle name was Dung. His last name was Buoy.
What?
Is that his legitimate name?
Correction.
Yeah.
My kid's name is gonna be the Igaboo.
Was that on like
The
on his
Igaboo
birthday?
Duck.
Yeah.
That sounds like the
He was
greatest
like a
thing.
foreign exchange student.
That is the
you probably
greatest thing
changed it.
ever.
What bothers me is like when people have last names as first names. I met a guy named Baker, and it bothered me. His name was
Oh.
Baker. How is it? Doesn't make any
Luke's
sense.
last name is Baker.
I know. It made me.
That's why it
uncomfortable.
made you ill. Because it didn't. His
But
name.
it's weird. Like, oh, what's up, Baker?
I know
it sounds
someone
like-
named Drennan Williams.
Ooh. Corey's
That's
last
just a
name is
weird name.
Drennan.
Yeah.
My sister just got married like a couple months ago, and her new last name is Ryan, and that's my brother's first name, which is kind of weird.
Ryan.
Wow.
I guess he did.
Philip Phillips.
Philip Phillips.
Why would anyone name? Why would they do that?
Because
Pretty
there
sure
are
that's
some
just a
odd
stage
parents
name,
out
isn't
there.
it?
Yeah, I would
Same
think.
Yeah,
Rolls
there's
off the
somebody
tongue.
that got married, and her maiden name was Garrett, and married someone named Barrett. So her name was first name Garrett Barrett. So shout outs to her who.
Oh jeez.
My mom, when she was like in residency or something, she was working. She's a doctor, so she was working with
wow.
the maternity unit, or I don't know, whatever.
She's a
but
doctor.
basically, there was some lady who had twins, and they labeled the twins Twin A and Twin B because they hadn't been named yet. So the mom goes to pick up her kids, and she thinks that they've been named Twinna and Twinba. So that was the names she gave her children, was Twinna and Twinba.
Did she have she give them shirts that like the thing 1 and thing 2 shirts? It's like Twinna and Twinba.
Twinna and Twinba
What?
were the names.
Interesting.
So.
Oh my God,
Nice.
that is the. Was she high?
I
Did she change it later? Like, oh my God.
Some people just, I don't. Maybe she just really liked the sound of the names.
What I don't understand either too is like when people purposely misspell a name, like in their names, they
How
want to
about
have
like all
a
the
different
different
spelling.
Yeah, the different
makes
spellings.
them
of
unique.
Kaylee.
Original.
Uniqua.
Unique one.
Yeah.
My sweet mate's middle name is Rice.
Are you?
RICE?
Miriam Rice Cattell.
Interesting.
It's an interesting name.
My mom wanted to name me Cordelia Irene.
Oh, Irene.
Isn't that like Southern AF? Like
And then she remembered she wasn't in like
Antebellum South.
1836.
Back in my
But
day,
my dad was just like,
I
no.
courted Irene down to the river.
What is your
and
full
we
name
bathed.
now?
What?
What is your full name now?
Corey Eliza Drennan.
Okay. That makes more sense.
Corey
now.
Eliza.
Eliza.
Cordelia.
Cordelia
I'm
Irene.
going to start calling you Cordelia.
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 All right.
Well,
So-
I think
This has been another episode
shout out
of the...
to every single person we just named in the
Yes.
past 10
I-
minutes.
Yeah, this is
Shout out to everyone we know.
Yeah, this is so this is it for the SGTV Conversations podcast for Luke Baker, Corey Drennan, Andrea Esselman, and Michael Duggan. I'm Jake Hutchinson signing off. Y'all have a wonderful week.
Numero 6.
Happy birthday.
And happy birthday to Corey if you see her.
And everyone else who has a birthday.
And Lunar
Just in
New
general.
Year.
Screw everybody else
And
has a
Lunar
birthday.
New Year.
The only one that matters is Corey.
Oh yeah, it's the year of the sheep. Go sheep.
What?
There was a Chinese New Year recently.
Oh, wasn't?
Do you see it on
Yeah.
Snapchat?
Bah.
We were all talking about Corey's mom.
Apologize.
Corey's mom is
Well, I said if we were doing shout outs, we have more than one viewer now.